Good afternoon and welcome back to our second weekly coaches show with head women's basketball coach Charlie Killian. Coach, welcome back.
Hey, it's great to be back. Awesome week we just had.
It was. So let's start off with that. Everybody's talking about it. Let's hear your take on the Lehigh Valley win.
Woo! I guess you could say that's you think of Ric Flair, that's what you think of, right?
Absolutely.
It was awesome. I don't think it's the first time. I think my first year or two that I was here, I think we kind of split back and forth with Lehigh Valley, but they definitely, you look at Brandywine, Lehigh Valley, Beaver were the teams. They set the mark for the last couple of years, and that's where we wanted to be, and we're there, and that's great. It's great for the program. It's great for the girls. They work hard, and that's something that we even talked a little bit about, how we turned that corner about a week and a half into this semester. In each game, Coach Mack and I would say, well, that was the best game we played this year. Then the next day, that was the best game we played this year. So it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's very impressive to watch.
Yeah.
So speaking of impressive, after the game I was talking to Alyssa Gerber, and she said, Kayla, I remember when I played and we lost to Lehigh Valley, 100 to not so much.
I remember that too.
I'm sure you do. So talk about how the program's really come a long way from that game to now, being able to win. And let's also mention that you guys were up by 37 at one point too. So it was a big win.
Yeah, and it wasn't, that you look at, we were up 37. I never felt like I was up 37. And got the, we spoke to the coaches of Lehigh Valley after the game. There was no discussion of running the score up or anything like that. And just like when with us, we played basketball just like they did when there was 100 to 29 or whatever it was. Yeah. And that's what it is. You can't, as long as you're playing basketball and it's not, isn't that where you're up 94 feet and that's all you could ask. But, you look at those years. I mean, the one year we were 0-23 and you think 0-23, but I still had a lot of fun coaching. The girls were great. Mm-hmm. We had to recruit from the softball team, the volleyball team, and the soccer team. And every girl that played, we always had 10, 11 girls. They always tried to do what you asked them to do. They were athletes. They weren't basketball players. And so, coming from being, losing by whatever it was, 70 points and where we are now, it's definitely great to see girls coming to our program. I would say the year before COVID, I thought we kind of turned that corner with the talent, and you need to have talent to win. And it's great to see that the talent that we do have from different parts of the state, even Eastern United States, and them gelling together. And just seeing the different, where they're from, you have somebody from Georgia, New Jersey, metropolitan people that are, suburbs, and, the coming together and just how they mesh. And, you see somebody that's from a big metro area is really good friends with somebody that's from central Pennsylvania. Yeah. And that's the most fun of when that happens. But winning's always fun.
Winning is always fun. Yeah. So, like you're saying, with this whole transition from team to team, year to year, dynamic changes, talent changes, Alyssa Gerber's been the remaining key piece to all this. Mm-hmm. Fifth-year senior. Talk a little bit about heading into the last 3 games of her career in the regular season. Talk about what she's meant to the program and just give a little background on her career.
Well, the thing that was, when you said that to me, it stuck out to me is Kat Bowen, which is related to, she played for us a couple years ago, really nice forward, played well, enjoyed Kat. Alyssa came to one of the practices when she was a senior. That was part of the recruitment. Mm-hmm. And, seeing her on the floor and with having her kind of practice with us, she was almost the best player on the team right then and there. Mm-hmm. And that just shows you from where we are now, we have not only her, but there's 8, 9 other girls. Mm-hmm. And my wife, the first semester, we had the girls over at the house, and afterwards we were just talking and stuff. She said how Alyssa matured from where she was 4 years ago to where she is now.
And she'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah, she will. But there's still that little kid in her, and she loves sports. She loves Pirates, all those different sports that she enjoys. And but you can see how her maturation was on the basketball end of it too. First year, how she was kind of so reserved, and you tried to challenge her, and she didn't respond. She felt that she wasn't good enough, or I'm a freshman, there are seniors or juniors. And then this year, she's all I want to do is win. She said, I don't care if I score 9 points, if I score 20 points, or 0 points. And there's been times where she wasn't, the leading scorer. And, but she still was out there and was able to take away a top defender and open somebody else up. It's great to see that you have somebody come through your program like that and be able to, not only her individual accomplishments, but hopefully this year team accomplishments that she could be a part of.
Yeah, I think it'd be really awesome for her to go out on top, score 1,000 points, hopefully winning the conference championship.
There's a possibility of 1,000 rebounds too. Now that's kind of a stretch, but that depends on, and that's something, I was sitting trying to think even through high school or anybody that I know that had 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. I can't. Do you?
I had one player.
Oh, you did?
I had one. Yep. But again, very rare. Very rare. It takes a really special player. A lot of drive, I think, goes into that too.
Yeah.
Rebounding is a lot of heart, a lot of drive, a lot of wanting to win. So I think she has all those things. So fingers crossed she gets it.
Yeah.
So talking about being fun to watch, Alyssa is super fun to watch play, as is your whole team. It's getting more fun to watch your team because of this awesome press that you guys have put in. How has that changed the dynamic?
Yeah, and it's neat to have the program with Coach Mack and yourself be able to bounce stuff off each other, and you guys give us opinions of what you think we could possibly do. And I was just sitting at home and I was thinking, why don't we just throw something right back at them? And then you and I talked about that, and then we thought about doing something quick, and then just getting us back, like you said, so they're not thinking about it. And it was great. Now, you and I think, and maybe some other people saw what our real weakness was, but they never got to that weakness. And hopefully we're able to shore that up a little bit more. Don't want to put it out there what it is. No. And it's not something great either. It's just, it's funny how the little things get missed. And, but there's no question how much that had helped us. You talk about the first quarter, 26-11, I think it was. And, the quickness of Nadia and Dez and Ashante and Shirley. Even talk about Tajay's quickness and Alana, how she reacted to it. It really, the results, totally.
Yes, I love
the results from it were, and Coach Mack and I said, hey, let's try it. Worst thing we could do is just pull out of it.
Right.
And I thought the results were much, much better than what I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I think it's definitely changed the dynamic.
Yeah.
So 3 games left in the regular season. What are you keen in on? Is there anything you're trying to focus on or really hit home with your girls for the last 3?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything particular other than we just want to need to be productive. And typically after a big game like that, you have a letdown. That's the first thing you obviously don't want to have. And sometimes there's a struggle when you're not playing at that level, and there's also that possibility. Scranton is a place we go up there, and for some reason, we struggle. And but the other 2 games are home, coming back to us. Brandywine, which is a big one, and then Hazleton being the rival. And I'm just looking for consistency, and that we're able to, when you see the momentum starting to change, that we can kind of stop that. That's kind of what happened with Lehigh Valley there in the third quarter. For about a minute and a half there, we kind of got a little
frazzled, had a little letdown.
And the girls pulled it back together, and that's what you don't want to happen.
Right. Working on those little things to end out the season. Sitting first in the PSUAC heading into the final week has to feel great.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it with that till we start next week. So we'll get into the Fast 5 now to have some more fun.
Okay.
You cannot give your own option.
I have to take one of the 2.
It has to be one of the 2 this week. Okay.
You got to admit that was a good one, though. I mean, Julius Erving is.
It was. You went old school on us, but.
That's not, it just gets me when people say he saved the NBA. There's no question about it. But anyway, that's a different story.
All right, Coach. We'll save that for next week. We'll talk about Dr. J. That'll be one of your questions.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right, so start it off nice and easy here. Man or zone?
Man.
Going to a barbecue, hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
NBA or NFL?
Ooh, that's a tough one. NBA.
Okay. Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
And then the final one for Super Bowl weekend, Bengals or Rams?
I'm kind of rooting for both of them, but I would like to see the Bengals win.
Okay.
But then I also, what's the quarterback for the Rams? I forget. Matt Stafford.
You're a true fan.
Well, it's just because I like the guy who was a classy NFL football player. So I want to see the Bengals win, but if the Rams win, I'll be happy for Matt Stafford.
That's a better answer than Coach Williams, who said he was jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. So thank you for your time, Coach.
Is he even buying like members, like a
I'm sure
Bengals
he'll
shirt and
I'm
all
sure
that?
He'll walk in here with all the gear.
Number one.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks for coming. We'll see you back here next week before playoffs. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.